You have reached your destination.
This time we're at Santipod Raceway in England for the Springspeed Nationals, a drag racing event that takes place over the weekend of the 4th and 5th of May 2019. We arrived on Friday afternoon, got the car off the trailer, got the caravan all set up, and then went off to get tech inspected and scrutineered. Unfortunately, we got there too late and scrutineering was closed, so that means we're going to have to get up early Saturday morning and push the car to scrutineering. Now it has to be pushed because there are noise regulations and you're not allowed to start race engines until 9 AM. We were due out on the track not long after that, so 7 o'clock in the morning, push the car all the way to scrutineering, get it approved, and then back again. Right, here we are, Saturday morning in the staging lanes for round one of qualifying. Bear in mind this is the first time out in this car since it's been running properly. I have absolutely no clue what it's going to do, so I dialed in 12.5 seconds knowing that it won't go faster than that. If you do go faster than your dialing time, then you don't get a score for qualifying. So I thought I'd play it safe and dial in a time that I knew I wasn't going to go faster than. So, called round to the line now. Didn't do a burnout for a couple of reasons. I'm still on road tyres and the line lock doesn't work. So, just for the purposes of the testing here, I thought we'd just go straight into it. No burnout, so I avoid the water box there. Paul Bargate in the far lane. I finished up lining up against him in the first round of eliminations as well. It was just a fluke the way it worked out on that, but he's a consistently good driver. Up to start line. Pre-stage, full stage, and away we go. There's a lot of smoke coming out of the exhaust there, which indicates that the mixture is way too rich, so that needs some attention. But bear in mind I'm hoping for a 12.5 second run here, and what I actually get is 16.8. Disappointing, but there is a reason for that. This is the same run in car now, and just listen to it when it comes on boost. You can hear the engine revs rise really quickly, but the car doesn't accelerate. That's because the clutch is slipping. Sounds good though. Revs rise then. to get it back to the pits and see if there was any adjustment in the clutch cable. I suspected at this point that it was a bit too tight, and it actually was. Okay, this was the first run. Car pulled really strongly and felt great, but every time it came on boost the clutch was slipping like mad, so only managed a 16-second run there. I'm going to see if there's a bit of slack to take out of the clutch cable, and see if we can get it better next time. With the clutch cable adjusted, it was too tight. We lined up in the staging lanes for round 2 of qualifying when the weather changed. Thanks to the poor weather, we went straight into eliminations the next day. I had to win the race to stay in the competition, and I was up against the reigning champion, Paul Bargate.
Goldsmith, good shot, 11.43, going to lose out 12.23.
So the better reaction time in the auto-glim lane, but much closer to dying in the check lane. That does the job. So, Paul Bargate, the legend, that is the legend, with a 12.99, and Steve Roberts from Middleton Beetle, also dialing in 12.99. So it's the battle of wits at the top end, who's going to be first on the brakes.
That's the slowest they can dial in, it's been 12.99.
Yeah. It'd be great if this was like stock eliminator. If you're both at the same time,
Everything always heads up. Oh, 12.99 with a 0.
Well, that run definitely felt faster, but as you can see from the timing boards, it wasn't that much quicker. Well, let's have a look at it in slow motion and see what's going on. So this is the same run, same video in fact, but look at it again a bit more closely so we know what's going on. Pulling up to the stage, the car's idling nicely, feels strong, sounds smooth. By this time I'd adjusted the clutch cable and also taken a bit of fuel out of the tune because it was clearly way too rich on the last run, as evidenced by all the smoke. So, coming up to the line now, in my haste, I staged a bit too quickly, which didn't affect the run, but it's not good etiquette, so I need to watch that next time. You see, I'm in full stage before my opponent Paul is even in pre-stage. Now here we go, watch for the lights change, and the front of the car lifts hard and then immediately drops again. You see it drop down again there. So instead of accelerating all the way through the revs, it bogged and seemed to be down on power, or evidently was down on power. When I got to the finish line, the car was making a right racket and it was idling at 3,000 revs. The reason for that, and I think it happened right at the beginning, is this. This is the throttle body now back at the unit, and the idle adjustment screw is missing. It should be in the throttle body there. Looks like this, and it clearly blew out, and I think it blew out on the start line, which is where the front of the car dipped. It suddenly went lost power. It goes in there. You can just see the threads, some of which are quite badly chewed up. So I think what's happened was boost built up on the start line, and then it spat the adjuster out. So that's where I am now. I need to try and work out some way of refitting it, or perhaps just blocking that off and finding some other way to control the idle. So keep tuned for updates. Just thought I'd bring this video to a close and explain how the weekend went. Weather was terrible Saturday, obviously. We only got one qualifying run. Sunday we were into eliminations, and they did do a full field of eliminations. But in my first race, I was up against Paul, the reigning champion. They also call him the legend for a very good reason. He dialed in a 12.99, ran a 12.99. There was no way I could beat that, so that was me out in the first round. It's academic really, because the car was not fit to run again with that idle screw missing. So that's where we're up to. Need to fix the idle screw, which is frustrating because I just got the idling working perfectly, and now we're back to square one again. So I need to resolve that issue, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please click like and subscribe and the little bell, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.